Good morning, Vesta. How are ya? How are things in your neck of the woods this morning? We have a light snowfall happening right now. We're supposed to get a lot more snow later tonight, but right now it's that pretty fluffy snowflakes coming down, and it's just really pretty the way it's laying on the branches of the trees. And I'm so excited because we have 7 cardinals out front. Right before the live, I went out to give them some more Oilers, and we've got a little group of Juncos that I gave them some thistle seed, but our yard has never seen 7 cardinals before. I mean, we've seen 1 or 2 males and a female from time to time, but we're loaded right now. And when they're on the snow or they're in the pine tree, oh my goodness, the males are so pretty. I can tell we have some juveniles because a couple of them are on the ground. They're flapping their wings like they want to be fed, and really they're old enough to find their own food. So, but you know, you got to try. Maybe mom will come over and feed you if you don't want to feed yourself. So it's exciting out front right now, and cardinals look so pretty against the snow. I just love them. So welcome everybody. Thank you for coming in this morning and hanging out with me. I am Julie Heights, the chirpy card maker of Quilts and More, and I'm so glad that you're here. If you're new, please let us know where you're watching from and how you're doing with the weather in your parts of the world. So a few things I want to talk about before we get started with the project for today. When I flip my camera around, I do want to show you the product that we're featuring in the Make and Takes for the Card Play Winter Online Retreat, which is a week from tomorrow. And I still have product to fulfill 4 more Make and Takes. And I will show you what the Make and Take option contains when I flip the camera around. And then I think that's it. So let me flip the camera around. We'll get started. Say good morning to each other while I'm just shifting a few things around, and we'll get started. Okay, now I have to find, hold on. My little icons aren't popping up here. Here we go. Camera. There we go. Every now and then things change where you're used to finding them when you've got to switch some things around. For whatever reason, they just can't be in the same place all the time. Okay. I don't know if it's a Facebook thing or what it is, but it sure would be nice if we could just count on the little buttons that we need when we're doing lives to be in the same place all the time. Okay, looks good on the computer. Hi, Susie. Good morning. From Michigan. Okay, I'm in Toledo, Ohio. So the border is literally like 3 miles from me. So I'm very close to Michigan. Where at in Michigan are you from? Hi, Betty. And let's see who else is all here. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Jean. Thank you for sharing. I'm so glad you're here, Jean. You've been busy the last several Thursdays. Hi, Lori. Hi, Holly. Hi, Joanne. Hey, Tony. Thank you for sharing, Tony. Hey, Susan. Sharon, Lori, Mindy. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Gail. Hi, Jasmine. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Today's project is really cute, and it is so easy. And if you ever need to knock out a lot of cards, this is a really, really cute layout. But first, let me talk to you about the card play winter retreat. Karen Titus, Holly Sutton, Deb Witt, and myself are the 4 demonstrators who are putting on this online retreat. It's next Friday evening and all day Saturday. Don't worry if you can't be there for the lives, because if you join, you will get the replays for life. Right now, the Facebook group is up and running, so you'll be able to see what we're using, the dimensions. If you want to use your own product, just take those dimensions. You can, cut your paper and things like that. The make and take option, which is the cost of the online retreat plus product, it's $69 plus shipping and handling. You are going to get 3 full packets of embellishments. So you get a full pack of the butterflies, the purple shimmer gems, and the rainbow dots. You get full packs. You get a half a pack, 6 by 12, a half a pack of the perennial lavender. And this one here is called Poetic Expressions. So you're getting a half a pack sample of 2 different designer series papers. You're getting envelopes for the make and takes, and you're getting 18 half sheets of cardstock to make the make and take projects that we will be featuring. In addition to the projects using the lavender bundle, each of us chose 2 other new bundles from the new catalog, and we made 2 cards with each of those. So you're getting like 24 PDFs that will cover all of the cards that we'll be showing you. And the fun thing is what we do for card play, you won't see us do on our own Facebook pages and things like that. We have agreed that these projects are exclusive to the retreat. Those 4 kits that I was telling you about, if you want that option or you're thinking about it, as long as I have the packets mailed out by Monday, priority, you should get them before the retreat starts. The other option is $35. It's just online. You don't get the product and everything to make those 8 cards that we're going to feature with the product that I just showed you. So mull it over. You can find a Google form if you want to register with me on the Chirpy page. Just fill that out and get it back to me, and I'll take care of the invoicing for you. Okay, let's see. Is everything still... Why isn't it looking very straight? It looks straight to me. Maybe it's my phone. Maybe we need to go back this way. Maybe a little bit more. There, okay, now... Okay, I mean, I get wonky enough. I don't need to be looking at the screen and it's all sideways. You can get the online retreat for free if you're a team member of mine, or you're a part of Karen's Fine Line, meaning her downline and their downline. So you can get the retreat for free by being on one of our teams. And if you're on one of our teams or you're thinking about it, this glass mat right here, you can get this for free by getting the starter kit. I would say that if you are already going to be spending $100 because you want celebration items, why not get it in your starter kit so that you get the glass mat for free? I paid over $60 for this glass mat, the silicone mat, and the cleaning cloth. But you get it for free when you get the starter kit. So keep that in mind. Plus, you are going to get a 20% discount through the end of June. So This is all just what you get the most bang for your buck. If you're already going to be at that threshold, consider getting this for free too. This is so nice. I know that you've probably heard other demonstrators talking about it. Stamping photopolymer stamps with this underneath is so nice. I'm glad I didn't like just blow it off and say, oh, I don't need that, because I really do like this mat. Okay, enough of that. Let's play. Anybody else? Hey, Barb, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hi, Shelly. And hi, Charlene and Carol. Christine, Zena, Andrea, Linda. Oh my goodness, so many more people. Yay. Let's have a nice, fun little play date here. Okay, let me show you the cards that I made. So these aren't these the cutest little envelope looking cards? I call them little love notes. It's got your little seal here to mimic a wax seal. And then on the inside, just simple stamping. The stamp set I'm using is Sending Love. It's got a really cute die set with the bundle that actually you can make like a 2D mailbox, envelopes, things like that. There's so much to play with, and I haven't had a chance to use everything. This is one of the bundles that I'll be featuring in the card play retreat. So I'll have 2 more projects during the retreat using this bundle. But I wanted to show you how to make these. So here I have these 2. You'll notice that these 2 flaps just reverse, and you'll see how that comes together when we cut that square piece of designer series paper. Here's using some more designer series paper from Most Adored. And then here I went to the Be Mine designer series paper, and I pulled out this background of Sweet Sorbet. So I just wanted to show you the different looks that you can get. And then these cards aren't finished yet, but here are a couple more from the Be Mine designer series paper. I just have to finish them. I was inspired by a quilt block, and the quilt block was very scrappy. It had, the flaps were different fabric, which I thought, this is genius, because now we can use 1 sheet of designer series paper, and because it's double-sided, we get our second choice. Okay, that's why I wanted you to like what was on the other side, because we're going to be using it. And then we just have a layer underneath. So just really, really fun. You can make so many Valentines very quickly. And it doesn't have to be Valentines. Pick other papers. These could be wedding cards. Just anything that looks like you're just making it look like it's an invitation. So kind of be thinking outside of the box, okay? So let's bring in what we're using and bring in the trimmer, because I want to show you about cutting that 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper. Why 5 1/4? Okay, well, 5 1/4 is what I want the finished size. When I say finished size, not the finished size of the whole card, but the layer that I'm working on. It's 5 1/4 across the longest line. So when you want to get 4 triangles, cut your square with whatever the longest dimension that you need. Well, it's 5 1/4. That's why we chose 5 1/4 square. Write this down. If you want to make this card and you only want 2 flaps, it changes what you want the square to be. because you're only getting 2 cuts. So if you're gonna do just one card, you want that square to be 3 3/4 inches. Cut it diagonally, corner to corner, and you have your 2 flaps. If you're only cutting 2, pay close attention to the direction of your paper. In most cases, if it's a directional print, you are not going to get it going the way you want. But if you do it to where you get 4, you'll get your 2 of your pieces going directional the way you want it, okay? And I'll show you that here when we go to cut. So here is my 5 1/4 inch square. I'm going to place it in my trimmer, and I am going to cut it diagonally in one direction. Now, instead of just trying to hold those together and spin it, I'm just going to put it flat across the top and put my point in the track. So here I have 2 more triangles. Put this back up there, put that point in the track, and cut. So now I'm going to get the trimmer out of the way, and I'm going to piece this back together so that you can see what I'm talking about here. So if we were to piece this back together, this is what it looks like. Okay. Now, these will make your top and bottom flaps, and we're going to just reverse them for each card. As you'll notice these 2 pieces here. Well, if I turn them this way, they're not going the direction that I would like. Again, they're going sideways instead of going up and down. But that's okay, because these 2 pieces that aren't going the way I want them to, when I flip them over, they become the other flap. Okay? So, that's the whole shebang about cutting the square. And you'll notice that across the longest line is 5 1/4 on all of these. So they will go at the top and bottom of our envelope. Okay? So I'm just going to group these in 2s. And we will proceed with, before we fold our card bases, let's do a little bit of stamping. I've really been trying to make 2 cards if I'm going to make 1 card, because if you're cutting 1 card base, you've got 1 left over. So let's make 2 cards. So I'm going to stamp, and you'll notice I have not used anything that says Valentines. This is all just about love. And yes, it's pink and it's red and it's white. All, Valentine colors. It's also, with the hearts, just some love. So I'm going to stamp a little love from me to you. I'm going to stamp that up towards the top. And then I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper, because I'm going to be stamping the mailbox, but it's not going to go the whole, I'm not going to get the whole mailbox. So I want to have some paper under there to catch it. I love this mailbox. And I'm going to have to bring this a little bit closer. And pray that I'm straight. Okay, so there's the mailbox. I mean, since our card is an envelope, I thought, oh, I got to add the mailbox because it's like a whole theme. And then we have another stamp set. It's in the annual catalog that's got a mailbox. You could put the mailbox, you know, like the post office looking mailbox, instead of this mailbox. If you've got that set. So there we're you know, decorating. We've done the stamping on the inside instead of like on the outside. So that's all the stamping that we're gonna do. I already stamped this little circle. It says sent with love, sent with love, sent with love. It's and then there's a circle die cut that comes in the bundle, and I've cut them out. And then I've cut 2 of the smallest deckled circles. The reason why I chose this shape was because it's uneven. It just reminded me more of like a wax stamp, a seal. So, I mean, if you're trying to understand my thought process, that's where I was going with it. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Julia. So we've got our stamping done. So those are for the inside of the card. My 2 pieces for my envelope, those are here. So let's now score our card. Well, I've scored the card bases. We just need 2. Got a little ink on there. I can just hear my mom from heaven right now. Quit using your sleeve to wipe up stuff. Every time I do that, or I wipe my hands on my clothing, I can just feel my mom cringing from heaven. The neighbor's dog is not happy about something outside. I don't know if you can hear Luther or not. He's a beautiful, I think he's a Mastiff mix, maybe. He's absolutely gorgeous. And so there's my 2 card bases. Okay. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. I do not like getting glue on my glass mat. So I'm going to bring in the silicone one, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put those down, and then we're going to start putting our card together. Okay. Luther, it's okay. I'm just going to layer. So it gives it just this really thin border all the way around. But I just love it because it's just got that unevenness, and it goes with what my vision was for a wax seal. So, has anybody ever played with real wax and sealed an envelope, and did it mail? Or is that something that you don't mail? That is something that is like if you're handing it to someone? Because I've always loved the look, but I didn't know if it's mailable. So we've got our 2 little seals here. Now let's bring in the bases of our envelope. Now this, you can make sure that it's going the direction that you want. And what we're going to do is my point is here and my hearts are going up. So for this one, it's going to get glued right down along the bottom. It's my bottom flap. What I love about this design, when I saw it as a quilt block, I love that it was scrappy, that your flaps were not matching. It gave it a scrappy look, and it gives you really a lot more options to play and try other things. So there's our bottom flap. And then this is going to be our top flap. So this is all going to lay flat. This is not something, a look that you're going to see the flaps and you think that they're going to open. This is going to lay flat. The only thing that is going to add dimension is I'm going to put that seal on with a dimensional. So unless you put more things on your envelope, this should mail with just a regular postage stamp because it is not bulky at all. So there's our first envelope. I think these are just so cute. And let's bring in, and you're going to see why I mean that these are so easy. You could really do a lot of these envelope cards in a short amount of time. So I just reversed the flaps so that the paper is going the way I want to. Diane says she used a wax seal kit when she was young and you're using them again. It does go through the mail. That is amazing. Marilyn used them too. Okay, for some reason I was thinking that wax seal would somehow like stop. Do they have to hand cancel the envelope, or is it machinable? That's the part that was I was getting hung up on, was, you know, is that seal going to be machinable? I would probably hand it to my the post office worker at the window. I would probably hand it to her and ask her to just do it by hand, I guess, if I wanted to make sure. If you are cutting a 3 3/4 inch square because you just want the top and bottom flap, did I do that right? Oh, I did. Okay. You may have a little bit hanging out over the corners. Just snip off the little bit of extra. I did it both ways. I did a 3 3/4 inch square, and I did a 3 and I think 11/16. I walked it back just one little hash mark, and it left me, it was fine. It didn't go all the way to the corner, but 3 3/4 went over just a little bit. So it's up to you how you want to cut it, but 3 3/4 gives you plenty, and you can just trim off. You can trim off the end. Just make sure that this paper's getting all the way out to the edge. Are these not cute? Gosh, I just love this. So whoever designed that quilt block, I thank you. There was quite a few steps to it. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so here's our two envelopes. The flaps are just in reverse. Hi, Janice. How are you? Okay. Excuse me. Let's bring in our card bases. I'm using basic white, and we're doing them in landscape, obviously. And now what we can do is we can glue our inserts in. I am really excited to see where what you all do with this, especially if you're going to be using different papers, because I can tell you it's very versatile. and the feels are going to be different, and I just can't wait to see where your creativity led you when you saw it. Remember, it does not have to be Valentine's. Think invitation, or, you know, just, it's an envelope. Just think of it like you're sending a regular card to somebody. It's just that the outside of your card looks like an envelope. So it can be used for anything. It can be birthday paper. It can be a birthday card. It can be a wedding card. I want to show you a flap that I did just to give you something to think about. And I'll do that right now while that's drying. Here, now, if you want to change up, let's say you want to emboss on a piece of cardstock, this can be your flap. Here I used a corner rounder down here to round it off. If you're going to use a seal, you're probably not going to see that right there, but it's another option if you want to customize your flaps. You could do an embossed flap, and then the bottom flap be a designer series paper. See how you can just change it up. I don't know if I would use this with this with these colors, but you can get very elegant. This could be a beautiful black and white card for a wedding, something like that. But that's another option that you can keep in mind if you're wanting to kind of step up your envelope. Okay. Okay, so now let's put our card fronts on. What I like to do when I'm working with liquid glue is I kind of like to, while the glue's kind of wet, just kind of bend them around, because they can get so stiff and flat, you know. So while the glue is still a little wet, I like to just bend my paper and make it more flexible. And I don't use a lot of glue, sometimes like on the insides, because now if I had another layer underneath this, I probably would, but I tend to get a little heavy-handed with the multi-purpose glue. And if you get a lot of wet glue on your cardstock or your designer series paper, it kind of warps the paper because it's wet, and for me, I can feel the lumps and stuff. So I try to go sparingly, but I want enough slip in the glue, the liquid glue, so that I can get things where they need to be if I need that wiggle room. But I've noticed if the paper is thin and you use a lot of wet glue, then it tends just to warp your paper and it feels a little lumpy. And so I always keep that in mind. Especially because I do not have a layer underneath this envelope. What I had in mind is to keep it flat enough that it mails with just a regular stamp, and that I can get a lot of these done and not have too many layers that would make the process a little longer. So here's my two envelopes, and now I'm just going to put a dimensional. I had my dimensionals out. Oh, here they are. Just going to pop my little seals up, and then I'll put my button on the back. And I just colored in my little seals with the blends. So there's one. Now, if you want to go ahead and embellish your envelopes more with some gems and stuff, you can. For me, this little seal here, and plus the pretty designer series paper, that's all I felt that I needed. I just felt that it had enough wow with just, you know, they say less is more sometimes. I just thought it was that it did well with less. So, put my button on the back. Does anybody celebrate Gal-entines? I had never heard of Gal-entines until a couple years ago. I had no clue what it was, but it's just, is it Valentines for single ladies? And, I mean, I don't know. Somebody tell me, because I'm not sure of the concept. I was thinking that it's, you know, a lot of single friends, and they celebrate each other for Valentine's Day, and that's how they got Gal-entines. I don't know. I think it's cute. But they're Valentines for your girlfriends. So there's just the stamp. Very simple. I could have put another layer of designer series paper on the back. Again, my purpose was quick and easy. Keep them nice and flat so there's no problem with extra postage, which I just... When I do cards anymore, I just count on a 2-ounce stamp, because I just don't know when to stop sometimes. And when you're doing fun folds and things like that, things can bulk up pretty quick. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I was working on something else. I saw this and I thought, last night I'm like, okay, I'm backpedaling. I'm changing what I'm going to do for Thursday. And wanted to show you this. So I've got a nice little stack here. So I am going to give away 4 of these cards. If you are interested in winning one of them, let's just, let's see, what do I want my keyword to be? What is on there? Hold on, I got a little glue on this. I'm trying, let's just type in love notes, and then I'll have the wheel pick 4 winners, and I'll send 4 people one of these cards. So this is with the Most Adored Designer Series paper, which is a celebration item. And then these 2 here that I've got to finish, this is from the Be Mine. And what I'm going to do is put the honeycomb, because I'm going to stamp on it. It needs to be light enough that my stamping shows up. I don't know if I'll put the mailbox, but I do know that I'm going to stamp a greeting on the inside. So these still have to be finished, but I just wanted to show you what they look like if you chose a different paper to work with. So that's it, everybody. Oh my goodness, it's just like 10 minutes after 12. I knew that this was going to be a quicker Facebook Live because it is a very simple card. I would love to see what you come up with when you're finished making your cards. If you would go to the group Quilt Cards and More and post a picture. We'd all love to be inspired by you, and in turn, when we share our pictures, we hope that we're inspiring you. And again, card play, you can still join the retreat. Once your invoice is paid, I will get you into I'll send you the link to join the Facebook group, so you can see you can see the projects, you can start cutting your paper, you can start making a plan. And that will start next Friday night when we go live with the Facebook Lives. So everybody have a very blessed Thursday. This afternoon, I got an invite from a friend of mine. We do a lot of birding together. And we're actually going to go out and look for ducks and geese and snowbirds. We're going to stay out late enough that we hope we get to see some short-eared owls hunting. So that's going to be my afternoon later on, is doing some birding. If I happen to get any pictures, I'll share them with you. So you're welcome, everybody. Hi, Loretta. I will let you guys go. Get creating, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. So everybody have a blessed day.